The Kingdom of Eryndor. Once, in a land far from the reach of mortal maps, there existed a kingdom called Eryndor. Nestled between emerald forests and towering mountains, Eryndor was a place of beauty where magic swirled through the air like a gentle breeze and the creatures of myth roamed freely. Its people, known for their wisdom and bravery, lived under the rule of King Alaric, a just monarch who had protected the realm from many dangers. But Eryndor's peace was shattered one fateful night when the moon turned blood red, casting an eerie glow over the kingdom. The skies darkened, and a great tremor shook the earth. From the depths of the mountains rose a terrible force, the Dark Lord Nyxoris, a being of ancient evil, awakened after centuries of slumber. Nyxoris sought to claim Eryndor as his own, to use its magic for his twisted desires. His minions, shadow beasts of nightmare, flooded the kingdom, and for the first time in its history, the land seemed to fall under a curse. King Alaric, desperate to protect his people, called upon his most trusted advisors. Among them was a young sorceress named Illyra, who was known for her mastery of elemental magic, and a warrior named Kale, whose skill with a blade was unmatched. Together they formed a council of hope, determined to save the kingdom from the clutches of darkness. The Prophecy of the Crystal Shard. One evening, as the council gathered in the royal hall, an old seer named Illyra approached the king with a cryptic prophecy. "The only way to defeat Nyxoris," Illyra whispered, her voice trembling with age and fear, "is to find the Crystal Shard of Eryndor. It lies within the heart of the Forbidden Vale, guarded by the ancient dragon Argith. Only one with a pure heart and unwavering courage can wield its power." King Alaric's face darkened. The Forbidden Vale was a place of legend, a haunted land where none had dared to tread for generations. Yet the prophecy was clear, the shard was their only hope. Kale, with his fierce determination, volunteered to embark on the dangerous quest. Illyra, though reluctant, knew the importance of the mission. She too offered her skills in magic to aid him. And so, together they set off toward the Vale. The Forbidden Vale. The journey to the Forbidden Vale was treacherous. As they ventured deeper into the wilderness, the landscape grew darker, the trees more twisted, and the air heavy with the scent of decay. Strange creatures watched them from the shadows, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. On the third day of their journey, they came across a small village at the edge of the vale. The villagers were huddled in fear, whispering of the dragon Argith, who had been awoken by Nyxoris's rise. They spoke of the dragon's terrible power, of how no one who had ever attempted to face it had returned. Illyra, sensing an opportunity, approached the village elder, a wizened old man named Thorin. "Tell us about Argith," Illyra asked. "How can we defeat him?" Thorin's eyes were full of sorrow. "Argith is no mere beast," he said. "He was once a guardian of Eryndor, bound by ancient magic to protect the realm. But Nyxoris's darkness has corrupted him. He now serves the Dark Lord, and his heart is as cold as the mountains he resides in." Kale clenched his fists, resolve hardening within him. "Then we will free him from this curse. We have no other choice." Thorin sighed. "You are brave, but the path ahead is fraught with peril. If you seek the shard, you must first face the trials of the Vale. Only those who pass the trials can hope to reach Argith." The trio set out once more, their hearts steeled for whatever lay ahead. The trials of the Vale. As they entered the heart of the Forbidden Vale, the air grew thick with an unnatural fog. The landscape was twisted, with massive stone formations that seemed to move of their own accord. Soon they reached the first trial, the Trial of Fire. A wall of flames surged up before them, blocking their path. The heat was unbearable, and Kale felt his skin burn with the intensity of it. Illyra stepped forward, her hands raised in concentration. She summoned a torrent of water from the nearby river, dousing the flames, but the fire was not easily extinguished, and it roared back with fury. With a wave of her hand, Eryndor transformed the water into a shield of ice, creating a path through the fire. The second trial was the trial of shadows. As they moved deeper into the veil, dark figures emerged from the ground, whispering in voices filled with malice. The shadows sought to consume them, to turn their own fears against them. Kale fought bravely, swinging his sword through the air to dispel the shadows, but they multiplied with every strike. Eryndor closed her eyes and spoke words of ancient power, calling upon the light of the stars to banish the darkness. A blinding light erupted from her hands, scattering the shadows into nothingness. Finally, they reached the heart of the vale, where Argith lay. The dragon was vast, his scales the color of midnight, his eyes burning with an eerie, red glow. He was coiled around the crystal shard, which pulsed with a soft, golden light. But Argith was not the noble creature they had hoped to find. His mind had been twisted by Nyxoris's dark magic, and he snarled as they approached. "I will not allow you to take the shard," Argith roared, his voice shaking the very ground beneath them. Eryndor stepped forward, her heart filled with compassion. "Argith, we do not wish to fight you. We seek only to free Eryndor from the darkness that holds you captive." For a moment, the dragon hesitated, the light in his eyes flickered, and for a brief instant, they saw the guardian he once was. Eryndor's magic reached out to him, her words a soft lullaby of ancient magic meant to break the curse. The dragon roared in pain, the darkness within him struggling against Eryndor's magic. Finally, with a deafening cry, the curse shattered. Argith collapsed to the ground, his wings twitching as he returned to his true form. "Thank you," the dragon whispered, his voice full of gratitude. "I am free. The shard is yours." With Argith's blessing, Eryndor reached out and took the crystal shard. The moment her fingers touched it, a surge of power coursed through her, and the world seemed to shift. The shard glowed brighter than the sun, its magic filling the air with warmth and hope. The final battle. With the shard in their possession, Kale, Eryndor, and Argith returned to Eryndor, where Nyxoris's forces had grown stronger. The kingdom's once vibrant forests were now twisted, the rivers poisoned, and the skies perpetually dark. The final battle raged for days, the forces of light and dark clashing in a desperate struggle. Eryndor, using the power of the crystal shard, conjured storms of raw magic, striking down the shadow beasts that Nyxoris sent forth. Kale fought at the forefront, his blade cutting through the darkness with unyielding strength. But it was Argith, now fully restored to his true form, who faced Nyxoris in a battle of wills. The Dark Lord's power was immense, but Argith's heart burned with the light of hope. With one final, thunderous roar, the dragon struck down Nyxoris, shattering the Dark Lord's hold over the kingdom. Eryndor was free. Epilogue. The kingdom of Eryndor rejoiced, the land healed, and the skies cleared. Eryndor, Kale, and Argith were hailed as heroes, their names etched into the annals of history. And though peace had been restored, the lessons learned in the darkness would never be forgotten. For the crystal shard, though powerful, was a reminder that the greatest magic was not in the power to destroy, but in the power to heal, to protect, and to restore hope even in the face of the greatest darkness. And so, the kingdom of Eryndor thrived once more, its people forever grateful for the courage of three unlikely companions who had dared to stand against the darkness and reclaim the light.